I'm McDonell, an associate professor at Leiden University Medical Center. My project is about imaging mass spectrometry. Now, imaging mass spectrometry is a new method of doing mass spectrometry. It's essentially a spatially correlated analysis of clinical tissues where we analyze the tissues directly. And so what we can do with this spatially correlated analysis is integrate the imaging mass spectrometry results with established clinical methods for diagnosis, and thereby try to develop new measurements which can aid patient diagnosis. One of the challenges of imaging mass spectrometry is it generates an enormous amount of data. We can create the data sets actually in a high throughput manner. We've put a lot of effort into the ability to analyze large numbers of patient samples. But because we have this very large amount of data, it can be difficult to analyze the data. And so the Horizon Breakthrough Project was essential in that it enabled us to develop automated feature identification and feature extraction routines. And this allowed us to reduce the data load by between a factor of 300 and 1,000, and thereby enabled us to analyze these very large, say, data loads that we generate by analyzing large numbers of patient tissues. The Horizon grant was also very important for my career because it was as a young researcher, a young group leader, it can be somewhat difficult creating or getting an independent track record. One can only get the funding if you have the independent track record of publications. But without the funding, you don't get the publications. So this can be that catch-22 situation. And so by specifically focusing on young researchers with dedicated short-term projects, you give them an opportunity to create a sort of independent track record. My dreams for the future are really to integrate imaging mass spectrometry within an established sort of clinical workflow. So where imaging mass spectrometry can aid the improved diagnosis of patients, but then to use imaging mass spectrometry precisely in those locations where it can actually provide additional information. Naturally, I would like better weather as well.